Hello, my angels, my loves, my darlings. Welcome to the Not Short Wise Up Rise Up show. Welcome to a live this afternoon that I'm doing kind of in an impromptu sort of way. So this isn't a planned live. I am, as ever, going to be putting on some makeup while I talk to you. But I wanted to talk to you about International Women's Day because here's the thing. My news feed today is flooded with joy. Honestly, my newsfeed today, my Instagram today, after weeks of uncertainty, years of uncertainty, after weeks of, sort of upset and anguish and anxiety over the things that are happening in Ukraine, looking at things that are really difficult to kind of point our faces towards, not run away from at the moment. The people who I see, and maybe my feed is heavily curated, the people that I see running towards the fire politically, time and time again, in love, in nurturing, in seeking to understand, is women. And today is International Women's Day. And for those of you that are like, what about International Men's Day? It's in November. Pop your pitchforks down, fellas. For everybody else, for our non-binary friends and what have you, there are other days through the year. We'll be celebrating them just as hard. But today I want to celebrate being a woman. And I haven't, as yet, posted anything about International Women's Day. I have not as yet celebrated the phenomenal women that are in my life, that are part of my team, that are in my inner circle, that are in my community. And it's because of this, she says, whilst continuing to put her face on. It's because of this. Every day of the year in our house, in my community, in the work that I do, everything that I eat and live and breathe for is for. My sister shared a little poem that said something along the lines of, I stand on the mountains of previous women's sacrifices, and I look out and think to myself, what can I do to make the mountain higher so that the people, the women after me, can see further? Now that's me paraphrasing. That's not me quite getting that right. I've shared the post, and we'll share it properly in a little bit, and properly credit it. I should really have looked at that beforehand, but it just kind of came to me in the moment. The work that I do every single day, I was feeling guilty, right? I was feeling guilty. I was beating myself up for, fuck, I've not shouted my mates out, or I've not shouted my team out, or I've not shouted my mum out, or I've not shouted my sister out, who today is actually working in a domestic violence refuge for women who have escaped domestic abuse, who's working with the bravest of the brave today when it comes to being a woman, people that have escaped their situations, having been that person myself. And I was like kicking myself because, it was very forceful, Pops. Go downstairs. Will you shut me door, babe? Yes. Thanks. So I was beating myself up because I hadn't posted. And then I looked at my diary today, and I looked at what I did yesterday, and I look at what I want to do tomorrow, and I look at what I'm going to do the day after. And I'm going to put my own pitchfork down, gunning for myself. Look at how beautiful I look. I look proper nice now. I'm going to pop that pitchfork down, the one that I am using to beat myself up, because actually, if I look at today, if I look at International Women's Day, what I have been doing is the work, is not and I'm not saying that it is performative, but lots of celebration days tend to be a little bit performative, right? That we do these things and we celebrate it. But actually, the things that I've been doing today, the things that I was doing yesterday, is with the sole intention that I build something that the women that come after me, or the women that stand alongside me, or the women that are growing with me right now, it's going to help them see further than the mountain previously. So not to that's not me tooting my own horn, that's me externally processing what International Women's Day has actually meant to me. It's understanding that there are phenomenal women in my life, and we'll shout some of them out right now because you guys are amazing. Emma Roscoe, for example, Nina A. Spencer, for example, Shell Showett, for example, Beverly Futier, Daisy, my daughter, Poppy. If I think about Ivy, I think about my mum, Irene, think about my sister, Gemma. Yeah, my nieces, Caitlin, Livy, Elsie. I think about all of those phenomenal people who are in my world. Deep Bajwa, Abigail Horn, Lisa Johnson, Samantha Barefoot, she got a Sunday name, Sam Barefoot. I look at my nearest and dearest, Joe Swan. I look at Danielle Hansen. If I look at Jojo Smith, if I look at Anna Fox, there's too many of you that help me every day, that help lift me up so that I can lift others up. And is that not what we are considering on International Women's Day? That it is the day that actually where we look at breaking biases. It was that whole thing in that X Factor thing going on today, like breaking biases. And put my face on, by the way, because I'm going to take a picture in my top, which is my International Women's Day top, Femme Power, with all of the Batgirl and the portable charger. Then my phone isn't a portable charger. I feel like this is on Mental Health Awareness Days. There's a lot of noise online on those days, but I'm fighting every single day to support mental health. Yeah, you can't support every awareness day, right? Yeah, for sure you can't. You do this all the time, Dani. Do not beat yourself up. You're currently fighting our corner. That's what I feel like today, and that's what I want. That's why I wanted to come on live, is to not to tell you, oh, look at all the things that I'm doing, but consider the work. Consider what we need to do. And it's not often I use the phrase as women because I love the inclusivity of our community. I love that we have non-binary people. I love that we have people that were assigned male at birth. I love that we have gender fluid people. I love that we have people from different backgrounds who may not identify as women as part of our community, but I fucking love the women in this community like so hard. I love you. But what is the work that we need to do? Because here are the things that we need to consider. That women, so let's talk women specifically now. In the FTSE, in the Fortune 500, only 5% of the Fortune 500 are women. Only 5% of the Fortune 500 are women. But if you look at companies like PepsiCo, and controversial so it is, they're run by the patriarchy, whatever it is. But if you look at putting women in positions of power, those businesses outperform the other businesses that are generically dominated by men. And that's not me going, girls are better than boys. It's actually the work is that we need more women in business. We need more women in boardrooms. We need more women in political parties. We need more women in the House of Commons. We need more women at the leadership tables, and not let's get a 20-70 split. Let's get a 50-50 split. Just more right now, more than what there is. And that is that's where I'm at in terms of International Women's Day. Isn't just having a day where I shout out all my mates and all my loved ones and all my close ones, and I love it. Oh, my feed today, you guys, and thank you for everybody who has tagged me. I'm not lying when I say I have been tagged in at least 50 different posts today, featuring as somebody who has been inspiring for somebody else. And thank you for filling my newsfeed up with phenomenal other women that I now can say, oh my God, like my friend likes this other person. I'm going to go and follow them. I'm going to go check out the work. And what a brilliant way to network and uplift people and say, hey, if you don't follow this person already, go and follow her. I've been tagged in loads. There's a lot more to do, but we're moving, and that's what it feels like. And this community, IATQB specifically, and therefore the Fly Anyway Foundation is that it's a swarm of powerful women and other people, but particularly today women who are mobilizing, who have maybe experienced something before in the past, hear me speak about it and go, Dani, what you're saying resonates with me. I want to do something too. If I look last Monday, I brought into the world the ambassador launch for the Fly Anyway Foundation. So I was looking specifically for business owners who were willing to volunteer or subsidize their goods and services or time to assist people who have experienced domestic abuse to build businesses. And 130 people, and this is without a massive press campaign. This is without me, like, it looks like I'm everywhere, but I'm only in our corner of the internet, just in my little corner of the world, with 130 businesses without question, and a further 15 businesses without question who wanted to invest actually their money as well as their time, thought nothing of signing up, without question said, I want to help. And that is the power of us. That is the power of what we're going to be able to do. That is the power of things like International Women's Day, where we start to introduce each other to each other and say, hey, do you know my friend Deep Bajwa? You need to go and follow her. Do you know my friend Lisa Johnson? Do you want to build a business? You should be going and getting involved in her challenge right now. If you've not signed up to Lisa Johnson's challenge already, you need to go and do that. I need to tell you about as many of these phenomenal, Jules Kelly, if you want to awaken the woman inside you that feels like she may be fading away, you get into a certain age and you feel like you're that fading woman, you need to speak to my girl Jules Kelly, for example. We need to lift each other up. We need to speak of each other and favorably about each other and kindly about each other when we are in and out of the room with each other as well. Because one of the things that I've been noticing, and this is in recent weeks, is people being hurt and triggered by other women and behaving accordingly, behaving hurt and triggered, when actually, if you are hurt and triggered, we've got to ask ourselves the reason why. We've got to ask ourselves, why are we hurt and triggered? Has this person done something intentionally to hurt and trigger me? Or am I just hurt and triggered by this person and what they're doing? What is it that this person is doing specifically to me that is making me hurt and triggered? And what can I do? If they are going low, what can I do to go high? How do I divert energy from that person if they are going low to a place where we make the mountain taller so that the women that come after us can see further? Because getting tied up in drama, getting tied up in passive aggression, getting tied up in all of this sort of stuff does not work. That's not what being a woman is all about. That's not what this kind of growth is all about. Getting on my soapbox, you have to forgive me. But I'm seeing it. And I don't get involved in it, but it hurts because it's hurting our cause. It is hurting this. It's hurting International Women's Day. It's hurting the work that we are doing as a collective, not just the IATQB movement, but women in general, that we are doing as a collective to heal and to grow and to create equity and all of that sort of stuff. That kind of behavior doesn't work. So what can we do to do the work of International Women's Day? For me today, for example, it's partnering with people. So in the last 24 hours, I've been looking to partner with people who are going to intrinsically help me change the face of domestic abuse services here in the UK and abroad. That's the work that I've been doing today, and not what I'm doing today. Look how busy I am. But when I start to feel guilty about posting, I have to do this, put my makeup on a little live, because it's the best way for me to process anything and realize that I've been doing the work. And then I challenge you and ask you that once today is done, and once we've been to the events and we've spoken at the events and we're doing all of this stuff, what are you doing that is the work? What happens after the social media post? And it's the same with everything. It's the same with Black Lives Matter, with the raising up our LGBTQ plus community. When it comes to anybody that's othered or marginalized, What are we doing after today? Or what is part of the work of today? It's fun, don't get me wrong. And I want to shout out. I mean, Jules was speaking today, for example. In fact, did you just post about it? I spoke today as part of the lineup for International Women's Day within Cheshire Women in Policing in Cheshire Constabulary. What even is that? It's amazing. You guys, we're raising awareness, and we're raising awareness within our communities. But what we don't want to be doing is shouting into an echo chamber. Where is the work? Where's the work to be done? And does that mean that you can come and support something like the Fly Anyway Foundation, for example, and say, hey, Dani, do you know what? I'm going to donate some time, or I'm going to donate some money, and we're going to directly impact making that mountain taller so that the women that come after us can see further. What is the work? Dominic Fenton, I can introduce you to people around DB. Interesting. Thanks, Dominic. Thank you. Drop me a DM and let's chat. So that is the challenge. So the challenge number one is when you are triggered and hurt by somebody, I mean, it's easy. Here's the thing. Years and years and years and years and years and decades and centuries of patriarchy means that when we get hurt people, right? That when we get hurt, we sometimes don't behave in ways that we are proud of. It's just not, or we behave in anger. That's what happens, like years and years and years of oppression in different ways. And I can only talk about oppression like this. There's absolutely nothing compared to our Black sisters out there and our LGBTQ plus sisters out there and all of that. It's a tiny, tiny bit of oppression. But still, women still receive that oppression. The whole, she was walking home. Me Too movement, the whole like having to walk home with the keys between your fingers. Who's done that? I've done that. That's still oppression. What are we doing? What are we doing after today? So when we are triggered and we're behaving in ways that we're not proud of, what can we do in order to not do that? What can we do to divert that triggered energy into raising ourselves back up again? The second one is, where is the work? Like, is there work to do? Is there something that you could do? And it's okay if you think, do you know what, Dan, mate, I'm tired. I don't want to do the work. I don't want to do the work today. You might not want, might not want to. It's okay. But if you're going to get involved in causes and get involved in days of awareness, get involved. Actually get involved. Otherwise, it's like Christmas without the presents even. It's just like, yay, Christmas. Like, yay, International Women's Day. Like, good. Now what? And that is what I challenge you. Oh, she sounds serious today, that Dani Wallace. And that is because the work is serious work. Like, I love having a laugh. I do. I proper love having a laugh. And I love a giggle. And I like my silly t-shirts with my superheroes on. And I like doing my makeup. And I like feeling powerful. And I like doing all those things. But I also like getting my teeth in and thinking, am I getting this right? No? Okay, how do I get this right? How can I educate myself today? How can I raise myself up today and raise other people up today? And what impact does that have? If we do everything with intention, what impact does that actually have? Is this John? Minnie learned about International Women's Day at school today. Girls' jobs, boys' jobs, challenging perceptions. That's brilliant. Blue jobs and pink jobs, right? We need fire women. We need police women. We need female astronauts. Has anyone seen that t-shirt campaign? Female scientist. And there's the men's ones that say male scientist on, male doctor. Not posting just for show, for jumping on the bandwagon. Yeah, Nina. And hey, this is not me berating. Please don't think this is me getting on my old soapy soapbox, having a do at people that have posted today. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not berating it. I'm challenging. What do you do in conjunction with that? What do we do to improve the conversations? Like, I've got Daisy here. Daisy's listening to every single word that I'm saying. And I hope that if Daisy's listening to every single word that I'm saying, that she's going to feel that challenge, and she's going to feel that, you know, if the kids at school are being bitchy and the girls at school are being bitchy, what can she do to direct her energy so that she can lift herself up or lift others up around her, or to divert that negative, shitty energy that years of the patriarchy have encouraged us to create? What can she do? What can you do?
I don't know, but I learned a really cool skill.
Go on, tell me the really cool skill.
I can't tell you, I'll show you though.
Is it anything to do with International Women's Day?
Yeah, learn how to put your hair in a bun.
Learn how to put your hair in a bun. She just put her hair in a bun in like 5 seconds. Good.
Thank you.
Never work with children or animals.
That's rude.
What do you think about International Women's Day, Do?
I think it's cool.
What do you think is cool about it?
I don't know, but in school we're doing these buntings about people who've changed the world.
All right.
And like all the other forms are doing like male people like George Washington and that.
Yeah.
And we've done like Emily Pankhurst and Mary Curie, Rosa Parks, and Florence Nightingale.
Cool. Cool. No, I know there's work to do. I'm a huge cheerleader for the room. Yes, you are, Nina. You absolutely are. I want my girls and boys to know that the world's in front of them. They can do or beat anything. Hair in the bun in 5 seconds, Amy Blaney said, is a life skill. It is indeed a life skill. So yeah, that is my International Women's Day contribution today, is that there are a number of you watching right now, and some of you may have posted about International Women's Day, and I am made up. But I challenge you that if you are triggered and hurt by another woman, what do you do with that? How do we raise ourselves up still? How do we, in response to that, say, fuck the patriarchy, we are not disbanding? What do we do to make that better? And even if that's boundaries, or, you know, distance, because, you know, not everyone's going to get on. International Women's Day isn't about us all getting on and us all being happy flowers, right? It's about the queen in me sees the queen in you. The queen in me sees the queen in you. The light in me sees the light in you. And that's okay. That don't mean we have to burn together. We don't have to hang out at the campfire. It's okay. But I still see the light in you. And what do you do when you feel triggered by someone? And then the second thing is what's the work? What does the work look for you? TalkSport have a segment about every hour talking about the female team members they have in different roles, speaking to Laura Woodsey and the female reporters about how their opinions are invalidated because they're women. They even commissioned a song. How their opinions are invalid because they're women. Really? I've just begun to work. I've just begun working with brands founded by women of color to help share them and introduce them to my clients. And I've started working with young women around body confidence too. Yes, Shell, amazing. Talk to friends, let them hold me, then get on. Hang on. I'm going to say as you've written it. Invalidated. I see. So talk to friends, let them hold me, then get on and raise up at the other side of whoever's triggered me. Yes, Nina, and this isn't even aimed at you. Like, please don't think this whole thing is aimed at you. I know some of this will like have you thinking, because I know you've experienced a little bit of this, but this is across the board. Like, I am friends with thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and I can see on my Instagram, I can see in my friendship circles, I can see in my client groups, I can see where I'm, all the places that I'm connected, that this goes on. So that's why I'm challenging. Please don't think, oh no, Dani did that live and it was just about me. It proper isn't. I guess if I have nothing to say that's nice, then I just keep quiet. I've been torn down enough that no matter what, I will not tear someone down. Smile and wave, Dave. Exactly that. Like, just get on, divert, reroute, put the boundaries in place, ghost if you need to. But whatever it is, you don't need to be tearing one another down. That's like the light in me sees the light in you. It's okay. Bless and release. Like, what does the trigger look like? Or does it mean running towards the fire? Sometimes for me, it looks like running towards the fire. It's saying these things. If I look at the incredible things that are being shared, around the Ukraine and all of this sort of stuff, there's a lot of women that are stepping up to this party that are not offered a seat at political tables. It's interesting. There is still the disparity there. There is still the imbalance there, and that therein is the work. In the past, I would have unfollowed, blocked, and ranted, but now I let my friends hold me. And you've got an absolute cracking set of friends, including me, who have got your back. So there we go. They're my ranty pants this International Women's Day. I want to leave you with those thoughts. I hope that you are surrounded with phenomenal women, because life is magical when you are. Life is completely magical when you are surrounded with wonderful, incredible humans, women particularly. I don't feel triggered anymore by people, because all my socials are full of people who uplift me and feel good. But in the past, I was triggered because I was insecure about myself. I realized over the last couple of years that it's hard to be taken seriously, and people want to put me in a box. Yeah, I hear that. Going to see my fairy godmother tomorrow. Oh, Nina, you're going to have an incredible time. So thank you to the women in my community and to the men that are kind. Thank you for being a part of my community. Thank you for those that have tagged me in International Women's Day posts. Thank you to those that do the work day in, day out. Thank you to those that are just starting to understand what the work looks like, for being an ally for women, for being a friend for women, for being one of the good guys out there. We need more good men. We need you to shout up with us and for us and alongside us. And we need more women taking up motherfucking space. We need more women speaking their truth. We need more women articulating their business and their mission messages, so they can help more people, so they can make that mountain easier to see further from for generation after generation after generation. And it starts with us. Thank you. I love you. That is the party political speech from IATQB HQ over and done. I'll catch you later. Tra.